Warning: this video contains sensitive content regarding child exploitation, abuse, and the tragic loss of young life. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Before we dive deeper into the details of this horrific case, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This case is incredibly disturbing, and it's important that we raise awareness around this issue to protect the most vulnerable. So, hit that like button, and don't forget to share this video. Your support can help shine a light on the dark corners of this story. Today, we're going to be discussing the shocking and heartbreaking case of Dr. Stephen Andrew Leedy, a respected palliative care doctor from Florida, who has been indicted on federal charges for allegedly exploiting minors in the most horrific ways. Leedy is facing multiple charges, including producing child abuse material and coercing minors into engaging in explicit acts online. But what makes this case even more devastating is that one of his victims, a 13-year-old girl, tragically lost her life as a result of his alleged actions. Stephen Andrew Leedy of St. Petersburg is charged with 3 counts of production of child abuse material and 2 counts of coercing or enticing a minor to engage in inappropriate activity, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida said in a statement Monday. Leedy, 59, a palliative care doctor in the Tampa area, exploited 10 minors online using the username MaximumUncle912, prosecutors said. Leedy was arrested December 20th in Georgia, court records said. He faces a maximum penalty of life in prison if he is convicted on all charges, according to prosecutors. Leedy's attorneys, Bjorn Brunvand and Lucas Fleming, said Thursday their client was being held at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tallahassee. In a statement, the lawyer said that Leedy denies wrongdoing and that they plan to enter a not guilty plea. Our client, Stephen Leedy, adamantly denies the charges that have been filed against him in federal court. It is particularly important in moments like this when someone is being accused of very troubling allegations that we afford him the presumption of innocence, the statement said. We will be entering a not guilty plea at the earliest opportunity and look forward to vigorously defending Dr. Leedy in court. Through online conversations and video chats, Leedy instructed the minors to produce explicit images of themselves and directed them to cut, choke, and hang themselves. Federal prosecutors said, Dr. Leedy's actions have sent shockwaves through the community, not only because of the nature of his crimes, but also because of the trust he held as a medical professional. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the details of the case, the victims, and the chilling consequences of Dr. Leedy's alleged actions. Dr. Stephen Leedy was a 59-year-old palliative care physician who, for many years, had a reputation as a respected medical professional. However, beneath the surface, Leedy allegedly led a double life, using his position of power and trust to exploit young girls online. Federal prosecutors say that Leedy, under the online username MaximumUncle912, 2, was communicating with multiple minors. Over an extended period, he allegedly convinced these young girls to produce explicit images of themselves, and worst of all, he allegedly encouraged them to engage in dangerous self-harm behaviors. This included activities such as cutting, choking, and even hanging themselves. Tragically, one of the victims, a 13-year-old girl, was found unalived in her bathroom in November 2010, after reportedly following Eggsing Madsi Fradi. Leedy's instructions to harm herself. In this devastating case, we learn that Dr. Leedy's manipulation and control went beyond just the production of child abuse material. He allegedly used his influence to take the lives of the very children he preyed upon. The FBI's investigation into this case began when they discovered chilling online conversations between Dr. Leedy and his victims. During their search, authorities found harrowing evidence, including photos, videos, and communications where Leedy allegedly coerced these minors into dangerous and abusive acts. One of the most horrific revelations was that Dr. Leedy had been involved in conversations with this 13-year-old victim just before she unalived herself. Her phone was found showing the messages between the two, and they pointed to Leedy's influence in encouraging her to harm herself. Dr. Leedy was known for providing excellent care and building deep trust with patients, but behind the clinical doors, serious allegations were surfacing. Now, those allegations have turned into criminal charges. This case serves as a stark reminder that even in the fields we trust the most, things can take an unexpected and shocking turn. Dr. Leedy's indictment stems from a series of events that, at first glance, seemed to be standard professional behavior in the medical field. However, over time, evidence began to surface that something was not quite right. The charges range from falsifying patient records to mishandling medications and engaging in unethical conduct. The indictment alleges that Dr. Leedy used their position of power and trust to manipulate patients for personal gain. One of the most troubling aspects of this case is how Dr. Leedy's actions went unnoticed for so long. It begs the question, how did this slip through the cracks? And why was this trusted medical professional not flagged earlier for potential misconduct? Was there negligence within the institutions that Dr. Leedy worked for? Or was this a case of a person who slowly descended into unethical behavior? As the indictment progresses, more individuals have come forward with their own accounts, adding weight to the charges. The impact on the community is immense, as patients who trusted Dr. Leedy now feel betrayed and confused. But this case is not just about one doctor's actions. It raises significant questions about the systems in place for monitoring medical professionals and ensuring patient safety. When it comes to relationships, whether with medical professionals, family members, or even colleagues, trust is a cornerstone of any bond. We rely on the trustworthiness of those we let into our lives. The case of Dr. Leedy highlights how fragile that trust can be and the devastating effects that breaches in trust can have, not only on individuals, but on entire communities. It shows us the importance of maintaining vigilance and transparency in all relationships, especially those built on professional ethics and personal care. In relationships, whether they're personal or professional, when trust is broken, the damage is significant. Dr. Leedy's case is a reminder that we must not only rely on trust, but also take responsibility for upholding the values of honesty and integrity. It is absolutely disgusting to think that someone in a position of trust, like Dr. Leedy, could betray that trust in such a horrific way. The suffering and pain inflicted on these young victims is beyond comprehension, and the justice they deserve cannot come soon enough. To harm anyone, especially the most vulnerable in our society, children, is beyond repulsive. The fact that this predator was allowed to continue his actions for so long is a failure on so many levels, and it makes me sick to my stomach. The fact that a victim who passed away in 2022 had clear evidence in her phone pointing to Dr. Leedy's involvement only for it to be exposed now is beyond infuriating. Why wasn't he arrested sooner? Why was this allowed to continue? It's a heartbreaking and tragic reality that perhaps more innocent children could have been spared from this horror if justice had been swift and decisive. The system failed, and now we have to fight for these victims and demand accountability. This is not just about holding one individual responsible. It's about sending a strong message that crimes against children will not be tolerated, and they deserve swift, unrelenting justice. If you or someone you know has been affected by abuse or any form of assault, please reach out for help. There are resources available to support survivors of such crimes. National Sexual Assault Hotline 1-800-656-HOPE 4673. Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline 1-800-4-A-CHILD 1-800-4-224-453. Crisis Text Line. Text HOME to 741741. The National Domestic Violence Hotline 1-800-799-SAFE 7233. Remember, you are not alone. These hotlines are available 24/7 for confidential support. If you're affected by this case or have thoughts on how trust is maintained in professional relationships, share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Life Points with Ronda for more updates. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and check out our website. Join the conversation and be part of our growing community. Remember, life is about learning, healing, and moving forward with integrity. Thank you for joining me today. Let's continue to support each other as we navigate through these tough, complex issues together. Thanks for joining me on Life Points with Ronda. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more relationship tips and life advice. Looking for more in-depth conversations and exclusive content? Visit my website at lifepointswithronda.com. Discover insightful podcasts, blog posts, and resources that will help you build stronger relationships and improve your daily life. Join our community on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for daily inspiration and updates. And remember, every relationship starts with you. Let's make life better together.